This is Fox 5 News Morning.
Right off the top at 8, Hurricane Matthew on its way to the Bahamas, risking people's lives and property. It's already proved to be deadly in places in the Caribbean. It's already hit. 11 people have died, 5 of those deaths in Haiti. Matthew continues to slam the eastern edge of Cuba with high winds and heavy rains. Plus, here in the United States, in the South, they are waiting to see how the hurricane's powerful punch will impact them. Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Allison Seymour. Steve Chenevieve will join us in just a bit. First, though, Tucker Barnes joins me with more on this deadly hurricane. What's the latest, Tuck?
Yeah, got a update here moments ago, 8 a.m. Advisory update. Storms, winds are down to 115 miles an hour. That's good news. The not so good news is that it's still a very significant hurricane that will churn up through the Bahamas. And now we're very concerned about southeast Florida over the next 48 hours. In fact, a hurricane, probably since you went to bed last night, if you're just hearing this for the first time, we have a hurricane warning now for parts of Florida a little later today. All right, let's, hi, we're back. Let's get to some more maps. I want to give you the very latest again. All the information I'm going to show you here is coming, we're looking at it together for the first time. Winds now 115 miles an hour. So with Matthew interacting with land area, including eastern Cuba here over the past 12 hours or so, it's been, the center of circulation's been struggling a little bit. That's good news as the winds are down. Winds expected to increase here as it moves through the Bahamas, and the storm will re-intensify. And look at that track, forecast to be right off the coast of Florida, and then somewhere near the Carolinas by the end of the weekend. So that track, a big change from yesterday. We'll talk more about it, but that would mean the potential for big impacts here in the mid-Atlantic would be less, Allison, than what we were talking about yesterday. And again, we'll talk more about Matthew, but that track's very significant.
There was some talk about it, like sort of hitting Florida and then hitting Florida again. I've never heard about that.
Yes, in fact, we'll talk more about it, but some of the models are trying to basically have it do a loop, so it would hit the same part of Florida twice. We're not sure that's going to happen, but that's what it looks like.
Okay. Thanks very much, Dr. Steve. Over to you.
Al, thanks very much. Let's get to some breaking news on the roads right now. Parts of I-66 shut down in Northern Virginia after several cars were involved in a crash. At least one of those cars overturned. 3 people had to be taken to the hospital, 1 by medevac. We'll get you an update on that coming up in just a few minutes, because I do believe there are new developments there, even from what we just told you. Look right now at our top stories this first hour. Shocking video out of Montgomery County. The moment a pedestrian is struck by a car in Bethesda. You can see that pedestrian, a woman walking in the crosswalk. A truck stops to let her cross, the pickup truck, but that vehicle in the right-hand lane did not. This went right through that crosswalk, slammed into the woman. She did get up. She hobbled to the side of the road. She was later taken to the hospital. Road rage incidents in the district. A woman recovering from stab wounds to the neck and another woman on the run. Happened outside of Eastern High School in Northeast yesterday. Witnesses say 2 women in 2 different cars started arguing when one pulled out a knife. We're told the victim's injuries are non-life threatening. And this morning, Maryland State Police are investigating after an MTA officer responding to an accident was struck in a hit and run. This happened late last night at the intersection of northbound I-95 and Route 200 at the Intercounty Connector. The officer was sitting in his car when he was hit with enough force that his airbags deployed. Troopers were able to find the car that hit that officer and ultimately arrested that driver for impaired driving. Stepping out of the shadows and into the campaign spotlight, Indiana Governor Mike Pence and Virginia Senator Tim Kaine met face-to-face for the first time last night for vice presidential debate in Farmville, Virginia. Both sparred over issues facing America and played defense for their running mates. And now the big question is this morning, who won and how did the presidential candidates think their VP picks did last night during the debate? Here to break down the top 5 takeaways from the debate, our Fox 5 political reporter, Ronica Cleary. And I'm guessing that each of the presidential candidates said, we won!
Yes.
Way to go, guys.
Of course, but I'll get to you who I really think did win this debate a little bit later. We've got my top 5 takeaways. If you missed the debate, this is what you need to know. So something, Steve, I don't know if you heard about it, everyone said they're not just going to be watching the debate, they're going to be watching what Donald Trump says. He said he was going to live tweet this debate, but you know, I'm checking his Twitter feed. Most of it was just retweets, but as soon as that debate was over, we know this was likely Donald Trump. He says Mike Pence won big. We should all be proud of Mike. And like I said, I'll tell you who I think won next. So let's talk a little bit about the moderator. She may be somebody who you hadn't heard of before, Elaine Quijano. And the truth is, I think she made a concerted effort to let the viewer learn about a lot of different topics about these candidates.
Got through a lot of topics.
Yes, but the line of the night, if you missed this debate, it actually came from Quijano. The candidates were interrupting each other the whole night. That really was a theme. And she says to them, gentlemen, please, And it was just this great moment where, you know, she's attempting to keep these candidates in line and focus. But I think she did a great job looking back on that debate. She really handled it quite well. So the third thing I want to tell you about, it was something that we expected in the first presidential debate that didn't come up, but Governor Pence wasted no time to get there. It's that basket of deplorables comment. So Senator Kaine, he was attacking really Donald Trump for a handful of things, and Governor Pence was ready for it very early in that debate and went at him for Hillary Clinton's remarks about the basket of deplorables. So we've now seen that in a debate, and I don't think it is the last time.
Probably come up again in the next presidential debate.
Exactly. I really expect that.
What about the candidates talking about their folks who are running, the main people on the ticket? How do they handle that?
Well, that's interesting. So I spoke with the Clinton campaign. I spoke with Robbie Mook, the campaign manager, before this debate, and that's my fourth point. And what he said that they really were going to be looking for in this debate is, would Governor Pence be able to defend a lot of the things that people have said were mistakes that Donald Trump has made on the trail? Would he stand by everything that Donald Trump has said?
Tim Kaine called him out on that multiple times.
Exactly. And at one point in this debate, he actually said that he was keeping track. It's funny, Senator Kaine, you saw him keeping notes throughout this debate, much more than I think I noticed Governor Pence do it at all. Take a listen to this sound.
6 times tonight, I have said to Governor Pence, I can't imagine how you can defend your running mate's position on one issue after the next. And in all 6 cases, he's refused to defend his running mate's.
No, don't put words in my mouth.
All right.
If he's going to do that, you got to give me time.
And yet, he is asking everybody to vote for somebody that he cannot defend.
All right, so bottom line, Ronica, who won?
Okay, so my take is actually that Governor Pence won this debate. Senator Kaine, I heard some commentators saying this, and I have to agree, he really didn't feel like himself. I think that what the Clinton campaign did is they wanted to position Tim Kaine as an attack dog in that, but that's really not who Senator Kaine is. And so it felt uncomfortable, it didn't feel natural, and Governor Pence did not flinch. He was very calm, very collected, but some are saying that maybe what Governor Pence might have done was done more for his long-term career in politics than Donald Trump. Exactly, because at the end of the day, this is one debate. We still got 2 more presidential debates. Even though Governor Pence did win this, people are really going to be focusing on how the presidential candidates do in the next 2 debates. So,
and most people will say after the next presidential debate, they'll forget completely about this one.
It's possible.
Kind of how history has gone.
Exactly.
If no giant firework
Nothing
comes out of it.
giant in this. Governor Pence was the winner.
Thanks, Ronica.
Thank you.
Send things back over now to Allison and Tucker at 8:07. Hi, guys.
Hey, Steve. So we talked about Matthew. Let's focus on our weather. What's going on here?
Oh, we've been talking sports, a little bit of everything here this morning.
Yeah, we have been.
Yeah, well, of course. We'll do weather. We're looking at 60 degrees out early this morning. Sunshine is back, and it will be a very pleasant afternoon. We are going to have some clouds around, but all in all, a nice day and a dry day for you. Highs reach the 70-degree mark by mid to late afternoon. There's a live look at your storm tracker radar. Just clouds out there early, and again, we'll watch those break up with daytime highs about 70. I'll have the 7-day Morning Matthew coming up. Let's do traffic. It's been problematic nightmare all day. Aaron, how's it looking?
Thank you, Tucker. You sound like a lot of those frustrated drivers around the area right now. As you come in from Annapolis, we have a crash 50 westbound after 97. You're dealing with several miles of backed up traffic through Anne Arundel. So as you try to get into the district, you're going to hit that slowdown. You open up through Bowie on 50. And then once you get to the Beltway, look at all of that red. The Beltway inner and outer loop very backed up all around 50 and past BW Parkway. BW Parkway north and southbound. Heavy congestion outside the Beltway in northern Maryland. Same story, 95 north and southbound, even though an earlier northbound crash by 212 has cleared. As we take a closer look in the district, you can see traffic completely backed up on the freeway east and westbound near the 3rd Street Tunnel. 295 southbound from 50 to Pennsylvania jams. And then as you make your way out in Virginia, there's a crash GW Parkway near Dangerfield Island, backing up traffic and buses, and Fairfax Connector reminding folks to slow down. It's walk to school day. Watch out for those kids. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aaron. It's 8:09 right now, and if you want to bring some luck to the Nationals, well, you're in luck because they're asking for your lucky charm.
Okay, we're going to tell you how you can trade your luck to win some Nats playoff tickets. Pretty sweet deal if you can get them.
And true to right field. See you.
Thought we were going to bump into some Stevie Wonder there for a second.
you want me to sing it? Very superstitious.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's my partner. If you're superstitious, the Nats want to hear from you.
Bring your lucky charms to center field at Nats Park today between 11 and 3.
All right, Bob Barner's down there getting a preview. All right, break down the rules of this and,
Wait a minute.
and the game plan.
And
yes.
Bob, don't try to pass off that three-leaf clover or whatever you had in your hand before, some grass as a lucky charm. It's not going to work.
Yeah, I still have it. You know, take a look. There's all this construction going on out here, all these buildings. There's not a lot of grass. My yard's full of clover. But the closest thing I could get was this piece of a bush. Basically, guys, if you bring a 10-leaf clover, maybe you've got a Pope Francis blessing thing, or, hey, a Bryce Harper bobblehead. You bring that with you, your good luck charm that you're willing to part with. Here at the Center Field Plaza between 11 and 3 today, the Nats are going to have kind of a scavenger hunt. You bring your good luck. Go Nats, someone just yelled as they drive by. You bring your good luck charm, and you'll get 10 seconds to go on a hunt for a goodie bag. And basically, the Nats are saying inside the goodie bag will be something autographed from a player, something to commemorate the postseason, the National League playoff series that's coming up this weekend. And also, you know, tickets are sold out, but a couple of those bags will have free tickets to Friday night's game against the Dodgers, Saturday afternoon's game against the Dodgers. So free tickets to the playoff games. You part with a good luck charm, and you have a chance, 10 seconds, to run out there into Center Field Plaza and look for one of those goodie bags. This is between 11 and 3 today, guys, here at Nats Park.
Bob, it's kind of like, you know, do you take door number 2 or door number 3? That Bryce bobblehead, you might be trading down, so you got to be careful. Sometimes you trade up, sometimes you trade down.
Maybe we can get rid of Herbert Hoover here and make that exchange.
There you go.
He's got a million of them. No, good. Yeah, make that.
Maybe people could just
trade
bring
that
a
in.
lucky charm for you, Bob. You've got all the goods this morning. 8:13 right now.
And I'm... Hold the Pope upside down. That's sacrilege.
Yes, it is.
Be careful.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. It is 8:13 right now. Coming up, a health scare for actor Ben Stiller. Find out what he says saved his life.
Back in a moment. There you go.
Wow, what a great picture. Cherry blossoms, too.
Yeah. Beauty. Time for my first five, or now it's Fox 5 First 5.
We love it.
Hey.
We got Nyla, everybody.
Nyla Reese.
Nyla Reese hanging out there with her dad.
She's a beautiful
Such a great pick.
girl.
She is a very, very cute 3 years old, and her parents say, you know what she loves doing every day? Going to school.
Loves learning. I love it.
She watches, she gets up every morning and watches this. So I hope she's watching right now with her parents while they're getting ready for work.
If so, good morning. Have a super duper day.
Love your picture.
It'll be springtime again soon, I promise, Nyla Reese.
What I'm impressed is they got that picture without 8,000 other people behind them.
Right?
Well, yeah, sometimes you got to just say it's time for Nyla Reese to take her picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is her moment. Hey, if you want to send us your child's picture, go to our Fox 5 First 5 Facebook page and send it on in, and I promise we'll do our very best to get it on the air ASAP.
Very cool. Yeah, let's talk about today, Tuck.
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for reminding me. There's Matthew. Still very impressive hurricane, 115-mile-per-hour winds. Just got an update. I'm reading up on it. All is on track here for a miserable day in the Bahamas as they're expecting hurricane conditions over the next 24 hours. Storm surge 10 to 15 feet, upwards to a foot of rain for the Bahamas. Never been, but I hear it's beautiful. Unfortunately, most of the islands are going to be hard hit here. And then our concern will turn to Florida. And since you went to bed last night, the guidance has been pretty persistent on trying to bring the hurricane very close to the Florida coastline, the east coast of Florida, and then pulling this sort of loop-to-loop, which would be very unusual. But we'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes. Let's do local weather. Running out the door, we're comfortable. 60 degrees this morning in Washington. We're 58 overnight. So here we go. Fall starting to set on in. I love it. With just a few clouds out there early. We'll be partly sunny this afternoon and pleasant. High temperatures about 71. Hey, making plans for the Nats game on Friday. I think we're in good shape for that opener at 5:30, Steve, Friday afternoon?
5:30, yeah.
5:30 Friday afternoon. Should be great. Saturday, Sunday, question marks about Matthew. Right now, it looks like Matthew less of an impact than we thought 24 hours ago for our weekend weather.
Good.
Yes.
Is Matthew affecting the temps? Because I'm just not used to seeing those 60s on the 7-day.
No, that's what's called October.
Oh, because that's just our regular weather.
It's just stuff that Tucker's been praying for the last 7 months.
So it's really here. Okay. Next month, 50s.
Exactly, Steve. For the last 7 months.
Yeah.
0.
No, it's not.
No, it's true.
It's not like
it is. I'm with you,
Aaron,
Al.
over to you. Yeah, it's like, the first big 60s for the high on the 7-day.
There you go.
It's a little cool. I slept with the window open last night, and I woke up and it was a little chilly.
chilly, yeah.
I'll be honest. Right now, traffic is bad. At least it's nice temperatures. Tucker to roll down the window and sit in this traffic. 295 northbound jams from the bottom of the Beltway to the 11th Street Bridge. Heavy traffic in southeast. Southbound 295 looking good. As we forward our cameras, just wanted to give you a tour of some of the very slow areas. You can see 395 as you approach King Street, crawling along with speeds under 10 miles per hour. From the bottom of the Beltway to the 14th Street Bridge, it's about a 45-minute delay because of congestion. And then as we forward our cameras, again, we'll show you a look right now where things are very slow picking up on 270. Let's go ahead and take a look at our maps right now. We have a crash in Gaithersburg, 270 southbound out by 124. You can see that it's in the delay right there between 124 and 370. Really long line of slow-moving traffic from 70 all the way down through Rockville. This is an area where you need an extra hour to get through that congestion. Let's see if we can go ahead and forward our maps and show you a look at our wide view this morning. We're seeing other delays all over the Beltway. We have a crash reported on the inner loop before the Wilson Bridge, backed up solid from 5 through that point. And then, as you can see, the east side of the Beltway, inner and outer loop, super heavy around 50. We have you covered this morning. Any questions at Aaron Fox 5 DC on Twitter? Again, the good news is Metro delays on the orange, blue, and silver have cleared. Back to you.
Aaron, thanks. It's 8:20 right now. Actor Ben Stiller said he owes his life to successful diagnosis and treatment of prostate cancer. Now, the actor is 50 years old. He revealed he was diagnosed 2 years ago when he was just 48 years old. I want to talk a little bit about the importance of prostate cancer screening. Dr. Skip Trump joins us now, CEO and Executive Director of the Inova Shar Cancer Institute. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
48 seems pretty young when it comes to prostate cancer. I know it can obviously affect anybody, any age, but from the guidelines that we tend to hear from our doctors, that's before most people get screened even, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. 48 is younger than the most common age of diagnosis. And I think Mr. Stiller and his doctor had a good conversation. They made it a decision to do the testing, and the outcome looks to be very favorable.
So before we get to the testing that he did, in general senses now for our viewers out there, for folks who may be concerned, what do you recommend as far as when folks should get screened for the first time or how often?
Well, the standard recommendations are beginning at age 50, screening with the blood test and a examination of the prostate. And at age 40, if you are in a higher risk group, higher risk is defined by having a positive family history for prostate cancer or breast or ovarian cancer, and also African American men are at higher risk of prostate cancer and should be screened earlier.
Ben Stiller credits his recovery and his finding out about it in the first place to the what they refer to as the PSA test. What is that, and is that something that you would recommend for people?
Well, the PSA stands for prostate-specific antigen. It's a protein, a chemical that's made almost entirely or solely by the prostate gland. So PSA measurement is a reflection of disease or abnormality of the prostate. The problem is it's not specific for cancer. It's specific for irritation of the prostate. So as men get older, the PSA goes up because the prostate enlarges. If there's inflammation or infection in the prostate, which is relatively common, that will raise the PSA. And if there's cancer, that will raise the PSA. So it's a signal, but not a proof that there is cancer.
Is there anything when it comes to prostate cancer, any symptoms, warning signs, anything we can do at home or we can keep an eye out for, at least at home, before we contact the medical personnel?
No, sir. The prostate cancers, like many cancers, is that the warning signs of early disease are really, there are none. So it's an example of screening playing a role in detecting that early disease. You know, the dilemma in prostate cancer is that prostate cancer is relatively common. The screening tests aren't specific. And some large organizations are unhappy with how effective screening is and actually recommend against it. My own recommendation is that all of us should talk to our doctors about the pros and cons of screening. And when you're in your 40s, that's a conversation you should begin to have if you're an average man, so you understand the issues.
Always the best advice. Talk with your personal doctor. See what is best for you. Dr. Trump, we do appreciate you joining us this morning. Thanks for the insight.
My pleasure. Thanks for the invite.
You got it. Dr. Skip Trump, who is the CEO of the Inova Shar Cancer Institute.
Scary. He was able to keep that out of the news for the most part.
He did keep it quiet, yeah. Talked with some of his good friends in the business and family and kind of kept it real close to the vest. Yeah. But the good news is he's doing much better, which is good. If you have a baby who is teething, you might want to listen up.
The FDA warning parents not to use certain teething products. We'll have more on this coming up.
All right, we got weather and traffic together. You ready for this? We only have a few seconds. All right, let's go.
Okay,
break.
Got this.
Hey, 60 degrees right now. Some clouds out there. We are going to turn partly sunny this afternoon. High temperatures about 70 degrees. And again, we'll be dry around here a little later today.
All
right, your turn.
And instead of being my Vanna White, Tucker's going to do live emojis for us as I report the traffic. So, Tucker, I need your emoji face for a Glenmont-bound Red Line train offloading at Noma Gallaudet. Equipment problem, next train at Union Station delays. Surprise emoji. Okay, Metro bus delays. We're seeing delays because of congestion in Connecticut at East West Highway University. Buses to Friendship Heights are experiencing a 20-minute delay. Sad emoji. So we have a lot of congestion around the area. Allison and Steve, back to you guys. That is your team coverage, weather, and traffic.
Back to
I feel like the bowing was a little unnecessary.
I was like, back to back.
They take things so literally.
All right. You guys nailed that.
Thank you.
Can I just say, whenever I hear this song, I requested it, whenever I hear it in the car, I know it's 40 years old, but I still have to crank it up.
Good. That's what life is all about.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. If you see something that you like on Facebook, now you can do more than just give it that blue thumbs up. You can now buy it.
Coming up, we're going to show you how Facebook is connecting buyers and sellers.
Come on, Cisco.
That a good salesperson can make you want to buy something that you never even knew that you wanted.
And that's what Facebook seems to be doing with the launch of a new service. It's called Marketplace. Taking a page from other click and buy sites like eBay and Craigslist, Facebook's Marketplace lets you shop for items from clothing to electronics in your own community. When you first sign on, the site shows photos of items posted for sale by people living near you. Find something you have to have, send the seller a message, make an offer. After that, it's up to you and the seller, unlike eBay. Marketplace does not directly offer online payment options. If you're more interested in selling, take a photo of the item, enter a description and price, then list your location and wait for the offers to come in. Marketplace is being introduced this week in the United States, Great Britain, Australia, and New Zealand.
So how's it all work? Joining us now, Pete Erickson, founder of Modev, a company focused on helping mobile developers and teams succeed.
And why New Zealand?
New Zealand?
The world, right?
Why not? Random spots and New Zealand.
Well, I think it's a good test market, you know.
Okay.
Nice people in New Zealand.
Of course. All righty.
How's it work?
Facebook Marketplace, I mean, essentially you can easily snap a picture of an item, post it on the Facebook Marketplace, and a seller can make you an offer based on that, and you guys can make an agreement to meet somewhere and exchange.
So you kind of negotiate through the messaging feature on Facebook, right?
Yeah, it's going to be, there's a messaging feature attached to the Marketplace.
Okay.
Yes, so you can negotiate with somebody right there and, you know, make your sell or make your purchase.
Pete, this is new. Like I've seen the commercials myself. They're very funny. I don't know what the company is called, but you know, you have these situations where somebody's sinking in quicksand and somebody's like, just sell it already. Right. They hit a button and you know, I mean,
that's already out there. Craigslist is out there.
It's already
well,
out there.
look, three companies have totally disrupted retail in the last 15 years, right? Craigslist, eBay, and Amazon. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Facebook has 1.5 billion users. And there are already over 400 million users using buy-sell marketplace groups on Facebook. So what Facebook is doing is basically just formalizing this and giving people an opportunity to buy and sell
Cashing in on a model that's already been out there.
And
with
what's
a bigger
interesting
audience.
is they're not making a cut. Facebook is taking no commission on this. They just want the eyeballs. I mean, the average person spends 50 minutes a day on Facebook. That's advertising revenue for Facebook. The longer they can keep somebody on, the more advertising revenue they're going to make.
And it seems like Facebook really wants to be your internet, like everything in your internet. You know, basically you go to Facebook and you can do everything that you want to do. That's to me what it seems like Mark Zuckerberg is trying to put out there.
Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, everybody's trying to become more involved with our lives kind of across the board. You're seeing all companies.
But they're trying to keep you there, not go to other sites. So
that's where the money is made. The money is made through advertising. So
okay, let's talk about how it works or what it doesn't have. It doesn't have a feature where you can pay, right? There's no component like eBay with that. So what other things?
There are a few key missing components here. Okay. One is the e-commerce component of being able to exchange money. The other is ratings on the sellers, and I think that's a really important feature. Yeah. Already there's been several stories about items that have appeared on the Facebook Marketplace that they didn't intend to be on there. You really want to be able to rate the sellers so that people can have trust of that they're buying from somebody that's trustworthy. So I think that's going to be a feature that people are going to look for.
You know, obviously, just like with Craigslist or any other service, people will recommend, look, if you cut a deal, do it in a neutral location, do it somewhere safe, because, safety. Especially if you don't have those ratings, how do you really know who you're dealing with? Because we've talked to you how many times about internet threats and internet safety and people who are, catfishing. They can do the same thing with setting up fake products.
I would definitely caution people that if you're going to exchange products with a person you don't know, definitely meet in a public space, a library or a busy coffee shop, somewhere where there are people around. Where you're in a trusted setting.
Okay, so what's here? Does it have a progression, a complete rollout?
Well, I think that, it just rolled out. Facebook's clearly going to give this a lot of time.
Okay.
Typically, they give services a long window to survive. So this is just the beginning. They've definitely had some glitches. They're holding right now on releasing the feature to more people until they address some of the issues.
Is there a way, I know that if you want to post something, obviously, you go on your Facebook on your phone, there's a place you can click and you can post something. But as far as, I know it's regional, so it's like items within 100 miles of you or whatever it is. But am I going to get blasted with offers of things like, you go and you look online for a book, and next thing you know, you've got 1,000 book ads. If I look for a book, now when I go on my Facebook, am I going to say, hey, Pete in Washington, D.C. wants to sell me a book?
Yeah,
is that
I don't believe that they've integrated the marketplace with their advertising engines. In other words, that, if you search on a sofa, suddenly you're getting sofa images in your Facebook feed. I don't believe if you're browsing on the marketplace that data is going to make it into their advertising engines right now, because it's used items.
Would you use it the way that it's set up right now?
I'm definitely going to experiment with it. I actually have a couple computers at home that I need to sell. My icon, though, has not appeared yet, so I think that they haven't rolled it out to me yet. As soon as it's available, I'm going to try it.
All right. Well, when you do, let us know how it worked out.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, Pete.
It's interesting if it works, but with all technology, you got to take the good with the bad.
I need stuff.
I know. We need a little relief from this hurricane that's roaring its way up through the islands right now, Tuck. So fingers crossed in this room, at least.
Yeah, things are looking a little brighter for us this weekend. We'll talk more about Matthew coming up. Winds are, by the way, now 115 miles per hour. It's been interacting with land areas here, and that's been working it a little bit, which is good news. 60 now in Washington, 62 in Annapolis. More on Matthew coming up momentarily here. 55 Frederick. Comfortable start for us. We'll be about 70 this afternoon. We are waking up with cloud cover. We got to burn the clouds off. The flow still off the north and east here. So after we get the sun up, we'll turn gradually partly sunny this afternoon, and a dry afternoon for you. So you got plans outdoors, sports, that kind of thing? Enjoy. Beautiful day, 70 degrees a little later today. All right, Aaron is back with two thumbs down.
Lots of breaking news this morning, Tucker. 8:37, and we have big problems in Bowie. 50 on the eastbound side, so outbound 50 completely shut down. You are backed up from the Beltway to 193 Enterprise Road, and that is because of a crash involving at least 5 cars, all lanes blocked, and you can see really backed up traffic leading towards that closure point. Rubberneck delay on the inbound side of 50 as you try to get to the Beltway through Bowie this morning. Your best bet to get around that, take Central Avenue 214 to the Beltway. Beltway, to and from the Beltway to get around that closure. Again, it's the outbound side of 50 that is shut down by 193. We'll go ahead and take a look at our maps. We have those alternates mapped for you, but just keep in mind, look at the Beltway. Outer and inner loop is completely jammed up as you make your way north and south of 50 in both directions. And again, we're going to see that yellow line on 50 turn red very shortly. As we forward our maps to our tweets, we do have the Glenmont bound red line train offloading at Noma Gallaudet. Next train at Union Station, and then just delays on the east-west highway, and that is because a lot of folks using that to get around the outer loop, delays through College Park. We've covered any questions at Aaron Fox 5 DC on Twitter. Back to you, Steve and Allison.
The FDA sending out a warning to parents about a popular teething remedy.
And amid a water crisis, people in Flint, Michigan are dealing with an infectious disease outbreak. We'll tell you about it next.
It's 8:41 right now. Today's Health Watch, after dealing with high levels of lead in the water, people in Flint, Michigan now are dealing with an outbreak of an infectious bacterial disease. The disease can cause bloody diarrhea. It can cause fever. It typically spreads when people don't wash their hands. Since people in Flint have had to deal with the high levels of lead in their water that causes rashes and hair loss, many people still don't trust the water. Some residents say they're afraid to take baths and they're afraid to wash their hands.
Tragedy there. Warning for parents, meantime, about homeopathic teething products. If you have teething tablets or gels in your home, the FDA says throw them out and do it now. Officials say the products could cause seizures, difficulty breathing, constipation. The tablets and gels are supposed to help kids deal with the pain that comes with teething, but they haven't been approved by the FDA. If you need an alternative, ask your pediatrician.
Here's a new way to make sure you have enough sunscreen. Al, you love this. It's an innovative machine called Snappy Screen. It applies an even amount of sunscreen all over.
May I say it's genius? Why didn't we think of this?
Why didn't we? Just a simple press of the button. Now you stand in it, obviously, as that young lady just did, and you rotate as various forms of SPF cover your skin. The device is complimentary at certain higher-end hotels like the Four Seasons.
It's perfect.
It'd be great if that spreads everywhere.
Perfect. A new type of beer is causing quite the buzz in one Colorado city. Dad and Dude's Brewery created a new line of cannabis beer. Of course, the brewery is the first in the nation to produce a hybrid cannabis beer. The beer does not contain THC, which means you don't have the feelings of being high.
Okay. If you had any trouble getting the timed passes for the new Smithsonian African American Museum, like many people did, you might be in luck now.
More tickets on the way. We're going to tell you how you can get some of those coveted passes. 8:42.
Oh my goodness, we cannot catch a break out there, and we being commuters here in the D.C. area. First it was 66 that was shut down out of Manassas, and now 50. If you're trying to get to 50 on the Beltway through lanes in the Bowie area, all outbound lanes are shut down at 193. Several cars involved in an accident there. We'll check in with Aaron in just a minute. In the meantime, your forecast is coming up in just 10 seconds.
Hey, welcome back. 60 degrees now in Washington. Very pleasant start to our day. Look at all the 50s. It's starting to feel a little bit like fall out the last couple of days. You can see it reflected in those numbers. 55 in Frederick, Manassas 55, 61 Leonardtown, 62 in Annapolis. We'll be about 70 today. Local forecast, we're in good shape here. We do have some cloud cover out there early, and we'll gradually turn partly sunny. Our flow with high pressure off to our northeast is out of the north and east, and that'll give us some cloud cover today. But we should, again, remain dry and a pleasant day, highs about 70. All right, down to the tropics. Not a pleasant day down there. And this is Hurricane Matthew, and winds are now 115 miles per hour. Overnight, working through Cuba, and of course Haiti over the past 24 hours has played a little bit with the center structure of the storm, and so the western eye wall not in terribly good shape at the moment, but we're expecting it to re-intensify back into a Category 4 hurricane, and unfortunately bring a lot of storm surge, 10 to 15 feet, and a lot of rain to the Bahamas. All of the Bahamas under a hurricane warning at this hour. And the big change from last night when you went to bed, much of Florida now is likely to be impacted by Matthew. In fact, we have hurricane warnings for the east coast of Florida here. All right, latest 115-mile-per-hour winds expected to be right off the coast of Florida. In fact, some of the computer modeling wants to bring it right on shore or kind of paralleling the coast by early Friday morning. So we're going to have to watch that. And because of that, I'll show you the hurricane warnings again. We have hurricane warnings for parts of Florida. And I also want to point out the latest thinking with the track is that it wants to kind of drag it back out to sea. Yesterday, we thought that the storm may come up just off our southeast coast, but with it being pushed back out and perhaps doing a loop-to-loop, we will not be as significantly impacted here in the Mid-Atlantic. That'd be good news for us, that Saturday-Sunday time frame, maybe just a few showers around here. Projected rain totals, I mentioned up to 40 inches in Haiti. They're expecting 10 to 15 inches in the Bahamas, and then we're going to be focused on the eastern coast of Florida, where we could be looking at upwards of 5 to 10 inches of rain by Friday. So lots of issues. There's your hurricane warning now. Southeast Florida up through central Florida, and a hurricane watch extended up to the Georgia border. So that will be the big news story over the next couple of days, as we're likely to see additional hurricane warnings for Florida. All right, 7-day forecast. 71 today. We look good Thursday. Friday looks fine for the Nats opener against the Dodgers Friday afternoon. Saturday, Sunday, still some question marks. But I would say at this hour, and again, subject to change, at this hour, Saturday and Sunday are looking brighter with much less rain than where we thought we were at yesterday. All right, guys, that's the latest weather. Steve and Allison, back to you. All
right, and Tuck, we'll see you again at the top. Good day. Let's check in with Holly and Wisdom right now and find out what else is coming up at the top of the hour.
Hey, good morning to you. We continue to watch the track of Hurricane Matthew. Tucker, he's going to have several updates throughout Good Day DC.
He's a hardworking man today. Also on Good Day DC, we go live to TMZ at 9:30. They have new details about the Kim K robbery.
Okay, DMV, you know the Duncans, the local viral video stars who got engaged and married all in just 5 hours.
Well, get ready to celebrate because, you know, they've been making the rounds, but guess what? They are saving the best for last. And boy, do we have a surprise for them at 10:30. You know we do it big on Good Day DC.
Also at 10 a.m., Mariah Carey makes her debut tonight on Empire. We've got a preview and the tease for tonight. You won't want to miss the first 3 minutes.
The first 3 minutes? That's
first
all I have to watch?
That's all you got to watch. First three to last three.
Hey, listen, we want you to watch more than 3 minutes. We want you to watch all 2 hours because it is a jam-packed Good Day DC, and it all starts in just a few minutes, guys.
Can't wait. Thanks so much,
We'll be there. Awesome. The Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture will be releasing timed passes again this morning in just 10 minutes at 9 a.m.
This after the museum released timed passes on Monday that were so in demand that the website crashed and then mistakenly issued passes that already had been given out. So this morning, the museum will make passes for January, February, and March available and allow users who receive the wrong passes to exchange them for a different time. So they're doing a real good make good on all that stuff. Also today, First Lady Michelle Obama will deliver remarks on her Let's Move initiative, which is dedicated to helping young people and families lead healthier lives. The First Lady will address an audience of more than 200 people who have championed healthier eating and active living next to the White House kitchen garden on the South Lawn, which is where Mrs. Obama planted that garden back in 2009 to launch a national conversation around the health and well-being of Americans.
Time for the Fox Beat right now at 8:50. Kevin's back with us once again. Hi, Kev.
Stephen Allison, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we start off with some interesting news this morning. Ben Stiller was on the Howard Stern show this week promoting a film, obviously, and he was talking about the idea that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer 2 years ago. And this is something that no one knew about. Obviously, him and his family did, but he was 48 years old at the time when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, had surgery to remove the tumor, and has since been cancer-free. Now, Stiller said it was a blood test known as PSA that saved his life. But the American Cancer Society says while it worked out for Stiller, they don't recommend getting the test until after age 50 for men. And that's where I have a problem. I feel like, why can't you get tested if you want to get tested? I mean, I've been tested for things that that I think come later in life that I want to just make sure.
The doctor, you can. The recommendation.
Right.
But yeah.
The doctor that we just had on from the local cancer center said, you know, look, have this conversation with your doctor and see what works for you before you do it. Because obviously, for some people it can work, and for some they would not recommend.
The organization says before 50, the results could be misleading and that men may be diagnosed with prostate cancer and treated unnecessarily. But I mean, I feel like unnecessarily just in case.
So here's what he said. So for this particular, not to get too medical here, but we just talked to a doctor about it, a cancer specialist. This test, according to this doctor, will show that there is a problem with the prostate, but it won't specifically show that there is cancer. So that's why they're saying that you don't necessarily, it won't necessarily show there's cancer. So then if you're treated for something you may not have, then that might not be the best step. So that's why he said talk to your doctor about it and get all the details.
But if you have a family history, if you're
right, that's why you need to talk to your doctor, because obviously some people will be more susceptible than others.
And Stiller did say if he had not followed these guidelines, he would have not known he had cancer until it was too late and treated it successfully. So I think, I don't know. I think he did a smart thing. I think people should get tested early for things if they have a worry about it.
Most definitely.
Celebrities once again coming together to encourage Americans to vote for the issues that matter to them. We've seen a lot of these videos happening because people need to get out and vote this November.
Most
so
definitely.
This is celebrities trying to tell us what to do. Check it out.
What do you care about?
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 I care about uniting us as a country and education, healthcare,
Healthcare?
Bullying.
equality,
I care about equality.
Not being judged for the color of your skin or who you want to love.
Equal pay for women.
Our planet. Clean oceans.
climate change,
Immigration.
veterans,
La comunidad latina.
giving everyone a chance.
That's what I care about.
One issue that I care about very deeply
Rami
is
Malek
gun
there
control.
at the end
We
there.
sat down
But
with
this
the
is
panel.
Vote for Your Future. Vote Your Future released this video 3 minutes long or so. And it features dozens of celebrities, as you saw, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Julia Roberts, and just a few sharing a cause that they specifically care about. And DiCaprio was just here in Washington, D.C. on Monday at the White House with President Obama speaking about a climate change
I
documentary.
think the message is pretty clear here, and they're basically saying, look, no matter who is running for office, no matter what your party is, vote for what you believe in.
If you believe in climate change, then vote
Look
for the party.
climate change
Party, exactly. And that's the thing is like there's so many issues that people can agree and disagree on, but if there's one or two specific ones that you feel very passionate about, like DiCaprio, vote for the person that you think matches that. That's exactly what they're saying. So good for news for fans of Disney's Mulan. A live-action remake of the film is headed to theaters, but you'll have to wait to 2 years to see it. Walt Disney Pictures announced the release date is set for November of 2018. A global casting search will soon be underway to find an actress for the role of Mulan, and Steve thinks it's going to be Jennifer Lawrence because she's in everything.
Yes.
I think it's going to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson because he's in everything.
Kind of teasing Allison because she's a huge fan of Jennifer Lawrence.
You don't love Jennifer Lawrence?
No,
Oh, I love Jennifer Lawrence. Did you see Silver Linings Playbook? The original Mulan debuted in 1998. Disney had a lot of success with this live-action film recently with Jumanji, and is currently getting a lot of buzz.
Let me also say I don't know her.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of buzz for next year's Beauty and the Beast that stars Emma Watson. I'm very excited about that because that film was a big part of my childhood. A Tale as Old as Time, one of the greatest songs ever.
But if we were casting, we would take Jennifer Lawrence and Anne Hathaway off the list.
Okay. And
if we were casting.
What about Tucker Barnes as Mulan?
Oh, no, he'd be great.
Yeah. Tucker Barnes as Mulan.
There's Beauty and the Beast. You can play leads in Beauty or the Beast.
Right. You can play both parts.
We would definitely, depending on the makeup. We'll definitely give you a screen test, no doubt about it.
All right, let's do the fan of the day real quick. We haven't done that today.
Oh, let's do that before we get to Tucker then.
Yeah.
Let's say good morning to Tony Brown. Tony says he has been a loyal Fox 5 fan for over 15 years now. Looking sharp, my friend.
Yes, sir. All right, he calls us his morning cup of coffee.
Wow.
Right.
I need
Thank
some
you,
style
Tony.
tips from him.
Cheers to you on this good Wednesday morning.
You're not behind Tony. I can't figure out what that.
Great picture.
It looks like
It looks like that. You know,
16.
It does.
Flagpole.
I know they have that one statue in Philadelphia outside the art museum that looks like that, but I'm not sure where this one is.
Like the tail of an airplane?
It's very cool. Yeah, tail of an airplane.
Love it,
I
Tony.
think we're missing his outfit.
No, the outfit. You can't miss the outfit. It's spot on.
Oh, wow.
There you
That's
go.
a great look.
All right, Todd.
So see if you can take a few pointers from him there.
Yeah, I think Tony should come in and do a fashion segment.
Totally.
Definitely it up. All right, hey, 62 now in Washington. That's a live shot. We got cloud cover across the area. Winds out of the north and east here at 13. Hang in there. We'll get some sunshine today, but it will be kind of a partly sunny afternoon as we've got these winds out of the north and east, and that's going to continue to feed in the cloud cover for the next several hours. 71 today. Nice afternoon. I mean, a pleasant afternoon. We're in great shape for the Nats opener on Friday. Hey, plenty more on Matthew coming up, but it looks like the worst of it may stay to our south. That'd be great news for that game on Saturday. And, of course, the Redskins and Ravens on Sunday. We've got a lot of sports this weekend. All right, Aaron's back with the roads.
Well, 8:56, Tucker, and it has been, I guess, a rough ride is an understatement for this morning. You're taking a look in Bowie. 50 on the outbound side, a crash involving at least 5 cars that has all lanes blocked. Traffic has been squeezing by on the right shoulder. This is after 193. It's the overpass on 50, and it's closer to 704. Keep in mind, if you don't want to get stuck in that big backup from the Beltway to about 704, your best bet around that is to take the Beltway over to Central Avenue. You can see a rubberneck delay on the inbound side as 50 leading towards towards the district as well. Let's take a look at our maps right now. We have a ton of problem areas. We're dealing with an outer loop crash by the Eisenhower Avenue connector. And look at all of the red. Northern Maryland, BW Parkway in both directions. Same story, 95 heavy. 270 remains a parking lot coming down from Frederick this morning. And then a crash outside the Beltway on Branch Avenue, blocking the left shoulder involving a motorcycle. Give yourself extra time to get around the DMV. You're going to need it this morning. Keep it to Fox 5. Good day at 9A. A great show coming right up.